On 17 May 2008, Chinotimba and 4 men drove to Muti Usinazita village in Manicaland. They were looking for the MDC agent whose name was Mupango Chokuse. Mupango was chairman of the MDC under Ward 27 and had also been mobilizing for the election of Nemadziva Naison. In that election, Chinotimba lost to Naison narrowly by about 1,000 votes. So Naison got about 8,800 votes and Chinotimba got about 7,800 votes. Chinotimba was angry with the villagers for voting for Naison and decided to take revenge. When Chinotimba arrived, the villagers scattered from their homes and ran into the mountains. However, Mupango was too late and only managed to run as far as his neighbor's homestead, where he hid in the toilets. Chinotimba parked his car at a distance and asked the 4 men in his car to go out and look for Mupango. They looked everywhere, including the neighbors' houses, and could not find Mupango. However, as they were walking out, one of the men decided to check the toilets and found Mupango hiding in the toilets. He shouted to the other men to come, and immediately they started to cut him up with axes, knives, iron bars, and other sharp objects. When Mupango lost consciousness, they took him into a wheelbarrow and pushed him to where Chinotimba was. Chinotimba tried to ask him questions, but Mupango was already unconscious. According to witnesses who were there, Chinotimba was very angry and said, "Why did this pig die?" before he could give me the answers that I wanted. Seeing how bad Mupango was, Chinotimba put him into his car and drove him to the local clinic. However, by the time they arrived at the clinic, Mupango was already dead. Chinotimba then drove the body straight to Bechnaf Bridge mortuary, where the body was kept for over 4 months. The reason being that every time they tried to take the body out, they would find Mupango sitting in the mortuary, making the MDC slogan and screaming, "Go and ask Chinotimba to tell me why he killed me." And this went on for 4 months. At other times, when they tried to take the body, they will find other bodies scattered on the floor. This story you can find on the internet if you search Mupango Chokuse. I'm telling you this story because Chinotimba, as we speak, is walking free. He has never been in jail. No one has been jailed for this heinous crime of killing a man for no other reason than that he had been a supporter of the MDC and an election strategist of an MDC candidate that defeated Chinotimba. I'm also telling you this story because last week in Zaka, one of the ZANU-PF youth leaders who made that people in 2002 was released, and ZANU-PF threw a big party because the man had been released after 14 years. This is the main reason why the MDC is failing to penetrate the rural areas. Rampant violence, which is in the memory of rural dwellers, simple people who just want to go about their business after voting. To illustrate my point, in Buhera alone, in 2008, 17 MDC supporters, members, and officials were killed. You can go to kubatana.net, a civic organization in Zimbabwe, and you see the details of all the people that were killed in Buhera. In Uzumba Mramba Fungwe, 18 people, MDC supporters, members, wives of supporters, children, were killed during the 2008 elections. Very few people have been prosecuted for these crimes. and violence continues in Zimbabwe. Most of the times, this violence is supervised by army officials, CIO, and police look away and do not arrest the perpetrators. This is also the reason why Zimbabwe is under sanctions, and this is also why you see the fuel shortages, the current economic crisis, lack of cash in the bank, as ZANU-PF continues to insist on following this path of violence. Today is World Human Rights Day, and I took time to go out and look at the human rights violations in Zimbabwe. Think about the difficult conditions in which people who support the opposition in rural Zimbabwe are living. Are we doing enough to protect people who risk their own lives to support the MDC? The children that are left behind by people that have been murdered by ZANU-PF members. Are we doing enough to take care of those children? Will the police, the CIO, the army continue to be partisan as the situation continues to deteriorate? And will ZANU-PF continue to celebrate violence? Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be continuing to highlight some of the most unbelievable stories of violence that have been perpetrated by ZANU-PF on the MDC over the past 20 years. Right, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment and share on this post. Like our Facebook page and subscribe to the I Love Zimbabwe YouTube channel.